A few days ago, while I was scrolling on TikTok, I came across this video. And I stayed and I watched the whole video. It looked magical. And then this video came up just a few scrolls later. And I thought to myself, unicorns. Such an interesting magical animal, and I've never wondered to myself if they are real or if they are just a legend. Therefore, I decided to do some research and make it a fun story and a YouTube video so that you and I can talk about unicorns. Were they ever real? When did people start believing in unicorns? Did they exist? Were they magical? Let's get into it. Hi everyone, and welcome back to a new YouTube video on my channel. I missed you so very much, and thank you for, there's a hair, I get distracted easily. Thank you for 1,230 subscribers, which is a huge number for me. And today I came back with a new episode of Behind the Legend. Where did the legend of unicorns come from? And is it a legend or is it real? That's what we're about to discover together. And if you haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing and let's get into it. Thousands of years ago, before the technology, cameras, internet and stuff, the world was so much bigger than what we think of it right now, trust me. I don't know if you can relate to this or not, but back at the time when the teacher used to ask us, oh, what are like the pros of the internet? And I'd always mention this sentence, oh, it made the world seem smaller. It made the world like a small village. You've never written that? You don't relate? I feel so bad right now. But anyways, the world was so much big. Imagine you're living thousands of years ago, so you probably don't even know what's beyond your village or what's beyond your island or what's beyond your city. And if you do, you wouldn't probably know what's beyond your country. So the people would hear these stories about a magical creature with one horn. It's so pure, so rare, it could heal people. Its horn could cure illnesses. And of course you're going to feel like, oh, maybe this animal exists. Because trust me, at the time, unicorns were in animal encyclopedias. I'm not even joking. Just as you can see a lion in those animal books, you would have seen a unicorn, because so many people for thousands of years believed that unicorns exist. Were they right or were they wrong? At that time, the world seemed so mysterious, so the one thing that excites a villager most is hearing stories of travelers. They come back from having these big adventures and it's time for them to tell us what did they see, what are the animals that they've seen, because trust me, at the time I said they didn't have technology, so if the area where they live only have like rabbits and wolves near the forest, they probably couldn't have seen any other animals or species other than rabbits and wolves, which is insane because I know right now, you behind the camera, sitting on your bed, you probably know all of the animals that have been discovered until this day, even the ones that went extinct, the ones that went extinct, such a hard word to pronounce, thousands of years ago, you know them. That's because we have technology, internet, you know. But back then, when someone comes back and they tell you, oh my god, I saw this animal, it's like a cat, but it's so much bigger. Like they saw Black Panther, for example, for the first time, and they're black, and they keep telling, oh my god, you wouldn't believe it. Some people would believe it, and others might actually doubt it, but they were saying the truth, and if you didn't know, you wouldn't believe them, would you? And when it comes to unicorns, it's not really magic as we think because of what we see in the movies and blah blah blah. This is not My Little Pony. We're talking about a creature that is considered a normal animal. The only thing that helped people believe more and be 100% sure that unicorns existed was because whoever tells the story of unicorns would say they lived far away and they were so rare, like the chances of someone encountering a unicorn were very low. So it was such a believable story. I would believe it. The first unicorn we have ever heard of comes from a Greek man named Lydia, who lived in the 4th century BCE. He was a physician who worked for the Persian court. Sounds like a very educated person who knows what to believe and what to not believe, right? Lydia wrote a book named Indica, or Indisa, I'm sorry, I hope I pronounced it right. But it was the word for India. And he mentioned that a lot of travelers that went to India saw this horse-like animal with one horn coming out of the middle of its forehead, and how magical it looked and felt, and how its horn could heal illnesses, and so many cool things about unicorns. And even though he didn't see it for himself, he trusted the stories of travelers, because as I said, that was the only way for some people to know the world. No one had the ability to actually visit all of the world's countries, and like right now we see a lot of people being able to easily travel to each and every country in, like, I'd say a few months. But back then it was sort of impossible. People believed what was written in the book. Kings and soldiers, everyone was fascinated by this creature. And for centuries, unicorns were just another rare animal, but it was real. And unicorns became a thing in so many cultures. A lot of one or single-horned creatures were honored and sacred to so many cultures. And let's start by China. Qi Ling, a creature that doesn't fight and only shows up when a king is so worthy of their position. But whenever danger approaches, the unicorn, or the one-horned creature, disappears. By the Middle Ages, unicorns were everywhere, as I said before, in animal encyclopedias, next to the lions and the wolves and any other animals that we know of. Artists fell in love with this creature. They would draw it everywhere, in churches, walls, on their paintings. It was such a cool thing and a lovely sight that I would have wanted to see, but I missed out. I mean, I see a lot of creators right now still drawing and painting unicorns, and I'm so in love with it. A lot of kings and queens displayed in their palaces horns that they believed belonged to a unicorn. And for the next few thousands of years, people believed a few things. Unicorns are real, their horns are able to detect poison, and they are super rare. And a lot of people spent a lifetime trying to just catch a glimpse of one of these creatures. I read an article about how in the 500s and 600s so many travelers wrote letters about the one-horned horse-like creature that they saw in real life, and they were so fascinated by it. But it literally disappears the second it feels threatened. And most of these travelers claim that they have seen the unicorns in India. Oh my god, how cool is that? I don't know, it just feels amazing. If you're from India, let me know if you've seen a unicorn before or not, because I'm probably gonna believe you, because bro, it's just a horse with a horn. How do people not believe that it exists? Okay, it's probably not magical, as I said before, but at the end of the day, could have been just another animal. Why not? But as our world started evolving and maps started getting more accurate and explorers cataloged animals carefully, unicorns started slowly disappearing from our world. Scholars says that unicorns might have been inspired from other creatures. As you know, there are so many creatures that exist in our nature with one horn, and they look so pretty, right? But so many people still believe that unicorns did exist, and I am one of them, because believing is for free, right? Why would I not? It's just a unicorn. But scientists do not recognize unicorns. Therefore, until this day, we don't know if they existed or not. And until this day, so many human beings still believe that unicorns did exist, and maybe do still exist in our world without us knowing where they are. I mean, Even our planet is so big, we couldn't have found every single creature, right? We couldn't have encountered every single animal. And I believe it could be something that we missed. I mean, it still haunts us in the movies, in anime or animated movies, children's shows. Unicorns have always been a part of it. Yeah, the magic is always there, but for me, the fact that such a creature could exist is magical in itself. I'm fascinated by every single creature, so I think that's fine. That was pretty much it for today's video. I love you so very much, and I hope you have a lovely day. If you'd like, you can subscribe. You can comment down below and talk to me. If not, you can DM me on TikTok or Instagram, and I'm pretty active in there. That was it. I love you so much. Bye.